We're going to start with Paul, who's going to go through 4 poems for us. 2 completely brand new poems. I don't even think they've ever been aired in public before, have they? Ooh,
No,
debut for these 2 poems. He's going to do 1 poem that's a little bit angry, and he's going to do 1 poem that has been out before. So, please welcome Paul. Thank you.
I can't remember if I did this one last time or the time before. There's been so many of these now, so I hope not too many of you have heard this. There's a poet called Ginsberg who kicked around with Kerouac on the road and all that kind of stuff. He wrote an amazing poem called Howl. This is inspired by Howl, and it's called After Howl. I saw the best minds of my generation go to the factory and fight in slow defiance, sticking their hair up with sugar and cochineal for the vicious thrill of spitting at the band of boys trying out their new wave guitar angst, the art school embodiment of anti-cool, while London called and they answered, pioneers of mobile phones, striped shirts, slick back hair, designer stubble, watches, pushed up jacket sleeves and pushing at the door of whatever room was locked to them, slobbering and slavering like straining beasts for cash, and girls with Diana hair flicking wildly. New romantic, new money, new deal, new mood, new music, new! And me. On the sidelines, in the margins, looking to the stars and finding rubbish strikes in the heavens of the true blue Tory dreamtime. I seemed vacant, removed, walking 1 step behind, 1 step to the side of myself. The boys who crashed the barricades of football stadiums and smashed teeth in Toxteth or broke bottles into black faces in Brixton or smashed whatever needed smashing to allow the testosterone to pour from their raised veins and bloodied fingertips to fill the streets with violence, vomiting with the sheer bloody thrill of it all. They make their way back to the one-room paper peeling pad over butchers or drapers and the shops that sell papers. They're living the high life of the high street. They're feeling their way through McDonald's wrappers and splintered glass in piss-stinking medieval streets, anchoring themselves to the wrecked hull of their dreams as they see their values, sell their values with their free hand to the highest bidder. They're waving their youth and their money clips with equal vigour into the high-held noses of the men who buy cheap and sell steep. Steeping themselves in working-class puritanism and dichotomy, moral and corrupt, breathed in air with the same stinking, foul breath and glimmers of art squeezed from their Benson and Hedges rattling lungs by the price tag of tormented Van Gogh's own heart-rending shriek to the gods, who smiled and rewarded the greed and laughed with gusto as the sickness swarmed over the cities and through the miasma, over the plastic-filled seas, while it's dog-eat-dog and it's bitch-eat-bitch. It's a cuckoo generation, and it's getting fat on the sweat of the ignorant and tossing their siblings to the scavenging dogs. And where am I? And where were you? 1 step behind, 1 step to the side. Acquiescently invisible. Thank you. Okay, new one. This is called Kid. You shone buttercups under chins. You had chips on Saturday and played on big kids' swings. Upside down on climbing frames, putting holes in your trousers, not feeling mother's shame. Your bike had stabilisers. Your dad had his hand on the saddle. You went home and drank Bintones or Tizers. You lapped about on the building site, pulling putty out of windows, went to bed when it was still late. You screwed up your face and kidney and liver. You chucked snowballs at the vicar. Ice on the inside of the windows never made you shit. You scrapped with your big sister about a quarter of torpedoes, called the shopkeeper Mister. You got your first pair of glasses, made it feel like the world was cleaned, and confused how you felt about lasses. You fell off the sea wall, collected crabs and shells, endless fun on your own with just a magic ball. You learn to swear in the playground, daring each other, louder! And gasps of awe from kids at the pigeon foot you found. Over a dried out Sunday brisket, you listened to family favourites and went to bed with cocoa and a milk biscuit. Simple pleasures, and none of it was plugged in, batteries weren't included, and my tin drum was the only din. It's not the one you want, but it's angry. This is about somebody that I used to work with, and it's a real person. I'm sure you've all worked with somebody just as horrible as this, and I hope you don't mind swearing too much. Steve! What a life you lead! You outstrip the bounds of mediocrity, and you piss me off when you're telling me to follow blindly your foolish rules while your brain's been transplanted from a crossbred mule. Look, the word futility, it means nothing to you. It makes me vomit to live like you do. Your mind is shallow, your complexion's sallow. You've lost your logic, mate. You just toe the line. Your sense of humour buggered off with your spine. Your mind is shot, and it's obvious to me that your intellectual equal is a half-witted flea. Now I've heard it said that you're a dirty old man, that you cruise the schools in a rusty old van. I can't believe that. That can't be true. You haven't got the bloody backbone to follow it through. Look, I'd bet instead when you're sitting at home you're wanking over Baywatch. So what if you've worked here since 1902? A sperm in my left bollock is superior. I once saw a jellyfish who reminded me of you, who was all pink and boneless and veined in blue. If I have to work next to you just one more time, I'll knock your fucking block off your putrid slime. Thank you. One more to wrap up this set from me. Almost. This happened. Almost. Standing on the sand with a stone in my hand to skim across the grey opaque water of the cold South Bay. The wind inviting the sand ghost to race. The smell of surf and the spray in my face. Turn up the colour of my old green coat. Put my hand in my pocket and feel a crumpled up £5 note. Enough for my bus fare and a pot of tea in the cafe next to the green and black quay. The waft of hot toast invites me in, and the rattle of teacups replacing the roar of the wind. I nod my thanks and I look for a seat, feeling windswept, far from complete. Then I see blonde hair and a pair of blue eyes. I stop in my tracks and feel the butterflies. Smile and a hand half raised in recognition. She's not sensing, or she's ignoring the rigor mortis of my inhibition. Can I sit there? My stones of words tremble and drop from the air, but she just shrugs and nods at the chair. We sit in silence and we eventually chat, and then we banter, and then we laugh, and then rat-a-tat-tat! I'm feeling alive, I'm wired, I'm on fire. I think I'm in love, this girl is my heart's desire. I've waited a lifetime for an opportunity like this. Could be the embryo of lifelong bliss. Listen, I venture, risking everything and too scared to think. Shall we settle up and go and get a real drink? Oh, her nose wrinkles. I'm meeting a friend from the bus at 2. Some other time then, I mean if you want to. She just raises her eyebrows and picks up her coat to go. I look at my watch, but I already know. It's already 3 and there is no friend. My dreams lie in the ashtray, crushed with the fag ends. The bus stop is up the hill, and I begin to lose affection as she walks down the street in the wrong direction. Thank you.